Dude, I apologize. My voice is all over. I was actually sick until like yesterday, so.
Oh, no worries. You actually called at the most perfect time, so lucky you.
Hey, I'm glad your car broke down. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, no, not that.
There are different approaches people take with tones. The easiest way I found to coach it is to just channel what it sounds like to have a relaxed conversation with a close friend.
All right, should we just get a demo at this point?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Whoa, closes himself.
Dude's asking for a demo.
Amazing. We're gonna go with Tom, Sam.
Let's do it.
Close 7.
How you doing?
Oh, okay. Hi.
How's it going?
Oh, I thought you were my mechanic.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, what does he do? What do you think? It's like they think you're someone friendly and now they're caught off guard.
Oh,
I kind of love this, actually.
Yeah, or they think it was like their kid's school calling. Usually this is followed up with like, dude, I thought this was important. You're like kind of mad.
Oh gosh, here I am, cold caller.
I can't really tell exactly like if it's positive or negative.
All right, let's see what he says. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, man, I'm not. But are you aware of why I'm calling you, or just waiting on the mechanic?
No, what's up?
Yeah, so I'm calling about. Does that name ring a bell at least?
A little bit, yeah.
Gotcha. So basically, I've been trying
we
to.
can pause it really quick. He probably could have just like gone straight into that. I'm saying like, have you heard of? I don't know if he really needed to do that. He could have just said, hey, I don't know if you're familiar or something like that.
Yeah, his tone's interesting in the sense he doesn't sound like it, but I don't know. How do you respond?
Yeah,
to
I don't
it
hate his tone. There are different approaches people take with tones, but the easiest way I found to coach it is to just channel what it sounds like to have a relaxed conversation with a close friend.
Yeah, and he's kind of doing that.
Yeah, and that's what he's kind of doing. And because anyone can channel that, everyone has years of experience speaking in that way.
Right.
So it's easy to channel, it's very natural, and it feels really good to the prospect. When people try to sound like a radio DJ or they try to invent something, it takes a lot of bandwidth and it's also doesn't work that well. So like if you can channel normal conversation with a close friend, that tone works really well and it's easy to implement.
All right, so Sam, if people want to dig deeper into the best practices we've been talking about today, where would you direct them to do that?
Okay, so the most important thing for you to do is make sure you have some baseline script and you understand a framework for objection handling. And we put some resources for both of those things for you here. The script is going to give you an overall framework for how to go through a cold call from beginning to end, and also a framework for objection handling. And most of your objections are going to be the same things. 95% of the time, it's like 5 things. So we've gone over the 5 most common ones that you're going to come in front of, and we put those all together in the guide.
You'd be shocked no matter what you're selling. There's so much commonality here. So check out there's a link in the description for the resources that Sam said. Let's get back to some more calls. Let's see how he handles it.
I'm the right person to talk to with it. I've gotten a lot of confirmed interest, but it seems like no one is ready to have a conversation. So I was hoping that you would, be willing to hear me out, since this is something.
Okay, I probably wouldn't have said that. I probably wouldn't have said, hey, I've been reaching out to everyone and no one's interested. It just kind of sets a precedent that like, okay, other people aren't really interested in this, but I'm hoping like maybe it will for you.
I agree.
I think you could have just like omitted that.
Yep.
And it would have been the same or better. What do you think?
I totally agree with you on this case. There is a spin on it that I do like, which is if I'm getting inbound interest, not at power. So I'm getting like inbound interest from people who are clearly not buyers. An option that I think is good is to call power and to say, hey, I've been getting a lot of inquiries from people in your organization, and then get into it. And instead of calling directly the inbound lead that's not at power. It's just another option that's a spin on it. But I agree in this case, it's like setting us on the wrong tone. But let's see how he recovers from it.
I literally know will help you guys.
Who have you talking to before?
Yeah, so I've spoken with the most. I've spoken with a couple of AEs. And everyone's like, yeah, we know we want it, but we're waiting to make the move. Is that kind of the same sentiment that you've heard, or?
It depends. So what do you guys provide, like in a nutshell? I mean,
in a nutshell, for demand gen teams. So we're at Signal's platform. We used to be known for just champion tracking. Whenever your customers move to a new company, we know they're more likely to close in the first 90 days.
Thank you.
That's what we used to do.
Yeah,
that's our bread and butter, right? So we're easily the best at that.
I would let him talk. I think he would have said, he's like, okay, I wonder if you just kind of let him go, if he would have said something there.
I totally agree. It's like, what do you do again? Just throw it out quick and like you say, shut up, let them react. And I think he was about to spill and go. So let's see how he handles it.
Now, the reason I'm calling you is because we've actually grown. We've got more signals than just the champion tracking, such as new hires and promotions. And what I think stands out the most, at least from the conversations I've had with marketers, is the plays and the automation piece. They love that they can just rely on us to not only find the best leads, but go ahead and drop those people in and automate that outreach process. Is that something you guys are currently doing or thinking about expanding to?
I like how he framed it as like, we have new stuff, the product's a little bit different. Like, that's a really common play that I'll recommend people run if like someone's been interested in the past and they're not interested anymore. Mm-hmm. Like if you know that someone at a company will pick up the phone, like they have taken a meeting in the past, you can kind of lead with, hey, like there's a bunch of new stuff that I think you'll be really interested in. Tech companies innovate so quickly that's kind of always true.
Yeah.
And so if you're in a situation where they've kind of blown you off in the past, it's a good way to go into.
No, I love that because sometimes I feel like companies undervalue their close lost pipeline, right? These are people like, we all know like, hey, you generate people deep into a buying cycle. If you're good, you win 30%, depending on where you define as pipeline. That means 70% of people took a deep look. And I don't think people go back to them as often as they do new accounts. Like let it sit for 6, 9, 12 months, whatever, and then go back to them. And this case could be a great opener of like the new stuff that we have coming out.
The other thing I would say is like, if you haven't looked at your closed list opportunities for about 3 months, there's almost always like 1 or 2 good opportunities.
For sure.
People's priorities change quarterly and like what's important and budgets, like things change
Personnel.
all the time. Yeah. So like when you've got that bank of people that you know will pick up the call, like if you haven't looked in a few months, there's always a couple sitting there.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so you're just saying there's a signal, and then you're generating that prospect, company, whatever, if we don't have it, and then there's some automation key. I'm guessing it's in your system.
Exactly. So what we do is, in a nutshell.
We send that signal to like our CRM instead, and then we can you just need to push data, and we'll build the automation our part, and have the our SDRs reach out.
Exactly. It's configurable to whatever capacity you like. Some people are more set it and forget it. Other people are like me. They want to craft their own messaging. And I mean, you know what you need to do more than we do, right? So that's definitely how it works. But we want you to know that there is that managed service side of it if you guys do, end up getting bogged down or want to focus on other priorities. But it's a neat tool, man. I'm not just saying that. Like I actually used it before I joined the company a few years ago. So it's come a long way.
If there's any way that you can have a personal testimonial, there's nothing more powerful than a personal testimonial. And not every company can do that. In this case, it's sales and marketing software. So we can talk about using it in his past experience. Like bringing that up is really powerful, especially when it's clearly authentic. You can also hear in his voice that he genuinely believes in this, which is really valuable. And so, I just wanted to point that out. If you have a product where you can use it yourself and you can speak from experience, that's always a really powerful thing.
So what signal did you get to call me?
What signal did I use to call you?
Yeah, or what prompted you to call me? I'm sure you guys are using your own software in-house.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't have a signal per se to reach out to you besides the multi-thread signal. We have a signal that basically if you have an open op or if I'm talking to, let's say you guys are all in the system, so you come up as a multi-thread. And that's one of the signals that I think you guys could take advantage of for sure. As far as bringing the whole buying committee in.
Yeah. All right. Should we just get a demo at this point?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Whoa. Closes himself.
Dude's asking for a demo.
Amazing. All right, let's see how he does it.
Okay.
Could we do like next Monday or Monday the 9th?
Absolutely. Give me just 1 second to get calendars pulled up, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Dude, I apologize. My voice is all over. I was actually sick until like yesterday, so I'm trying to get over that.
Oh, no worries. You actually called that the most perfect time, so lucky you.
Hey, I'm glad your car broke down. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, no, not that. No.
To get really tactical on setting the meeting, you should know the time that you're going to set the meeting for before the person picks up the phone. You should never be scrambling when the person's already on the phone to set the meeting. Might sound like a little bit elementary, but that is critically important. You'd be amazed at how often that's just like not part of the process. You need to know the exact time you're going to be asking for before they pick up. You don't want to have to allocate any headspace to that during the call. So like know what that is before the prospect picks up the phone. If you're not doing that right now, that is the most impactful change that you can make. So Seems very simple, but that's really important.
Yeah,
and
I've
often
got
is-
a couple preparation nits, that being one. The other one, just like, who else are you talking to? He knew other AEs. He should have read the notes and known the names and just had that opportunity to connect. So there's a little bit of lack of preparation critique on this one. Let's see how I close it out.
So I'm pioneering two things. One is the intent, getting them better qualified leads, telling them who to go after. And then the other part is, hopefully improving their conversion rate. So both kind of go hand in hand with, good target lists. So.
Oh, you guys are going to eat this up then? And not, like I said, I'm not just saying that. Like, I'm a good seller, but I'm not going to bullshit anybody. You know what I mean? Like, I just, no reason for that. It's a small industry, right? Small.
He definitely comes off as super authentic and trustworthy, just in his mannerism.
And you can tell that he does genuinely believe in it.
Yeah.
Like
Scene. So I'm looking right now, the calendar. Sorry, man, there's a delay. I mean to cut you off.
No worries, go for it.
I was just going to say, what's the best time for you? It's like afternoon, morning?
10 a.m. Pacific to 12 p.m. So
2:30 our time, 11:30 your time, right?
that works.
All right, perfect. Y'all go ahead and get this invite set up. I wish I was the AE handling this, but I am not. I'm SDR, so I'm going to loop Chase in, put this on his calendar, and we look forward to talking to you guys. I can stop Harat.
Thank you. I'll talk to the AE, I guess.
Man, I appreciate it. Evan, I just want to make sure that I've got the right email.com.
Yep, that's it.
Perfect. We'll see you next week, boss. Have a good weekend.
All right, see ya. Bye.
Well, one thing I want to make sure that I bring up, and it wasn't detrimental on this call, I want to be clear, but when you are talking to a prospect and the prospect starts asking you questions to get into the weeds about things, it is more effective to leverage that curiosity into a reason to set that meeting than to satisfy their curiosity.
Beautiful. Where was the moment? I guess he said, what do you do?
He was getting into the weeds a little bit about how you do certain things.
Right.
And this was, so like I worked at Outreach. No one knows Outreach better than the SDRs at Outreach, right?
God.
And so like when people ask you things, you're like, I know this better than anyone else. Probably better than my AE because they're using it all day. And so it's so tempting to satisfy their curiosity on the cold call when they ask them that. However, it's more efficient. If your goal is to set the meeting, it is more efficient to use their curiosity as leverage to set the meeting than to satisfy their curiosity.
Now, if they go the other route, which is ask for referral. So it's like, oh gosh, I'm talking to an account executive. I don't know what, it's called Harry or whatever.
Yeah.
We found out like Harry is the sales. How do you, okay, great. So Harry's the person that's running RevOps that would be the decision maker. How do you navigate that?
Yeah, well, anytime that the prospect gives you an indication that they're not the right person, you always say like, oh, who should I be reaching out to?
It's Harry.
Harry. You write down their name and then you keep going with the prospect.
Yep, okay.
And then you may find out it's a non-starter, in which case you still have that referral that you can reach out to. Or you may
and you
find
don't
out
put
like,
it on them. You're not saying, hey, can I send you a note to send to Harry? You send a note to Harry. Okay. You send a note to Harry and you CC the person.
dude, I don't even CC the person.
Okay. He mentioned that, I give whatever context can be enticing and try to get that call.
Yeah, so if they say that Harry's the decision maker, you write that down. After the call, you would follow up with Harry and say, hey, Harry, I just spoke with Chris. He told me you were the person to talk to about intent signals. Would love to set up a time to connect. Literally that one sentence, I haven't found anything more effective than that.
And that's the email.
That's the email.
What's the
afterward.
subject in the email?
Harry said we should talk.
Beautiful. Love it.
2 sentences.
Okay.
It seems too easy to be
Maybe
true.
even throw the last name in so he's like, this wasn't a guest, this is a legitimate employee, whatever. So
Keeping it casual, I say first.
okay.
Subject line, first name
name.
said we should talk, and then I say first name, last name. Recommended that, told me that you were the right person to talk to about this. When would be a good time to meet, and that will convert if you follow up with it, including the follow-ups. Well, like most of the time.
Well, he got the meeting and he's like, gosh, he was selling him in a way, like, the value of canvassing and catching people at the right time. Let's see if that happens on the next one. You ready?
Let's go.